Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Limington Select Board meeting for March 20th, 2025. We will call the meeting to order at 7:03, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. I will wait for the approval of the meeting minutes of last week.
I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from last week.
I second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor? Motion approved. The approval of warrants for week 12, payroll warrant number 21, $32,901.30, and the appropriations warrant number 22, $43,076.66, for a total warrant 21 and 22, $75,977.96.
I make a motion to accept payroll warrant 21 and appropriations warrant 22.
I second.
Okay, just a few of the line items that are coming out of these warrants. The Bureau of Motor Vehicle, $6,011.06. UniFirst Uniforms, $68.71. CMP, $3,012.04. J.P. Carroll Oil, $800.67. Jensen Baird, $3,543.75. The Maine Municipal Employee Health Trust, $24,913.82. Memic Workers' Comp, $2,918.24. Pitney Bowes for Postage Meter Inc., $134.98. Matheson Tri-Gas Oxygen, $164.63. And Pitney Bowes Postage Meter, $398.07. We already have a motion and a second, and we've gone through some notes, so all in favor? Approved. Purchase order requests. Mr. Salazar.
Yeah. Fire EMS, a request to pay Whitmere Fire Store equipment for $457.98.
I make a motion to accept the fire and EMS purchase order.
I will second that. All in favor? Passed.
Parks and Rec, a request to pay MSAD 6 transportation for $481.18.
I make a motion to accept Parks and Rec's purchase order.
I'll second that. Any discussion? All in favor?
Public Works, a request to Keyser Falls Napa Auto Parts for $509.76.
I make a request to, for Public Works purchase order request.
I'll second that. Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Select Board activities. It's been a busy week. It was a busy day in office. We had a lot to do. We had a conference call with the gentleman that is from Maine Municipal.
Larry Mead.
Larry Mead. He is doing the town manager search, and they've come up with some names for that list. And we're going to announce right now that it's not a Thursday night meeting for the Select Board, but we will be meeting Monday, March 24th at 6 p.m. so that we can have a talk with Larry. He wants to go over the interview process, the questions we'll be asking, things like that. So that will be 6 p.m. And Friday, March 28th at 6 p.m., the Select Board will be together again. There's a candidate that we think will be coming down that Friday. We're going to wait for Larry to confirm that. So we will be meeting with Larry, the MMA town manager searcher, and this candidate, we hope. So that's just beginning of the process. We have so much going on Thursdays currently. We didn't want to put it off a couple more Thursdays away. So we thought it would be best to announce that we would be meeting on an off day here in the select board for these candidates and for this gentleman to talk with us. So we were talking about lighting, better lighting up at the library and gym parking lot. So that's still in motion.
Yeah, they want to put a solar light
Yep.
to help the library.
Yeah, no cost, right? It's
Yep,
gonna be a
yep.
solar-powered light. There's a pole already there that the town of Limington owns, right behind the pump house, the well house, I guess we wanna call it. So hopefully that will be talked about in action pretty
Yeah,
soon, too.
Just got to reach out to the
We talked about the.
well committee, just to verify.
Yeah, and that fence, I guess, is needing some help right along Route 117 from the library to the parking lot entrance. That's falling down and in disrepair, so we'll be discussing that at some point a little more. Ambulance subscriptions, if you haven't seen those in your mailbox, you should be checking them. I was a little dismayed because when I found mine in my mailbox at the post office, I saw one sticking out from the recycle box, and I felt pretty bad that somebody didn't want to take advantage of this very inexpensive service. Maybe they thought they would never use it and don't need an ambulance. However, we never know. And so I just want to encourage people. They did come in droves, the first week that they were out. I saw a stack on Beverly's desk. But this is my yearly plug that, please take advantage of it.
For the
Because-
price.
Yes, it's a very, very inexpensive.
25 individual, 35 family.
I'm not going to tell you, but it's a lot cheaper than if you're a senior, sir.
Oh, okay, well,
It's only $7 a head. So you get an
Well, and that-
ambulance ride for a really cheap rate.
considering
And
most ambulance rides,
it
$800 to
covers-
$1,000 minimum.
so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
We have also been talking with Steve Kelly, who is our recycling representative at EcoMaine. And he does a lot of footwork for us in that department. We have invited him to come and talk with us about encouraging residents to recycle more. And there are several ideas on the table that we've talked about that we really should just throw out there and, because some people don't use the transfer station, right? But they do come for recycling. And so if we're talking about, maybe that sticker being free for people who just come and use it, it would be
It'd have to be a
marked so that you
different
would
sticker,
know.
right.
It would be marked so that we would know that they cannot use the transfer station. They can only use
Recycling.
the recycling.
Because moving they used to have it up here, but
We had a silver bullet
it
here many
was
years ago.
costing, because people were just dropping trash in it, so we were paying full tilt price anyways, so that's why it stopped and moved it down there, I think, coming up with a better way of just having a special sticker.
Mm.
If you want to recycle, great, then they don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
I mean, it's only $20 to get in there anyway for the year, but sometimes that's a hindrance as well. And we know that with the open hours there, that we have weekend hours, and we have a Wednesday window as well. But certainly with Steve coming and addressing the town, maybe, more ideas will come floating up to the surface that we can look at.
I think that's a good idea, because you do have a bunch of people that would recycle, that typically wouldn't have to use the transfer station.
Yeah,
And I agree, I mean, if we're trying to push people to recycle, to have them pay to get to the recycling bins.
and that with the
is
swap
kind of
shop too.
counteractive.
the swap shop is
You know,
there, yes.
It's,
I know,
mean,
I'm not gonna say how many years ago it was now, but I submitted things to EcoMaine as well, and we had a take-home flyer for the kids at HB Emery to take home. It listed what you can recycle, what you can't.
That was a while ago. My kids were in school.
All right, so it was. Hey, I got a plaque for that, Chris. So that might be something we could float again, right? Giving them a list of what can be and what can't be, and maybe some ideas from the parents who are interested in it but find hindrances to it. So just more outreach there to be able to encourage
And
people.
we're gonna meet with him anyways,
recycle.
and
Yeah.
he may have something totally different and better. I-
Yeah, in his email, he had like 3 or 4
Yeah.
points
Yep.
to go with. And he already acknowledged the drawbacks of most of those points, right? But just brainstorming can come up with some more. So, that was what I had on my thought process for now until more things come up.
Yeah, next
Do you
week,
want, okay.
next week, we were
Oh,
in
yes.
executive session
There you
this
go.
week.
Yes, I knew.
I'm voting to go into, making a motion to go into executive session Thursday, the 27th at 3 PM, 1 MSRA 4056A, 4056E. And I'm voting to go into session on Thursday, April 3rd at 3 PM for one on MRSA 4056A and 6E, which are personnel matters and consult with legal counsel.
Okay. I have a motion.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. All in favor? We will be in executive session 2 more times, at least on the docket.
The only other thing before we, so tonight we were discussing the fire truck that the town has obligated or voted to buy, the one that you've all seen on the paper there. Greenwood, we have 2 options. We can put it out to bid, which is gonna prolong the process, or Greenwood's pretty much come into the spec that the chief, the deputy chief, and all the officers have come up with. I'm making a motion that we allow the fire chief to order without going to bid. A couple of reasons. One, we'll hit the 18-month build, rather than if it gets prolonged, well, it could be 2 or 3 years. And we're also missing the $75,000 add-on for the engine emissions upgrade that's gonna be mandatory here very shortly. So if we get the order in now, we're saving, and that's drastically gonna change the cost of the truck if we have to incur that.
If we act now.
So,
Yes.
and by pre-ordering the way we are, I would also, it'd be saving $26,000.
$26,600,
Yeah.
yep. Yep.
So it's allowing us more features on the truck for the same price. So I'm putting out a motion to allow the fire chief to order the truck it would be from Greenwood
Okay.
Emergency Vehicles.
All right. We have.
And
a
they deal with
motion.
E1, so.
Okay. Are you abstaining? You're recusing yourself.
Recusing
I should-
myself.
Yes, thank you for that. I just wanted to make that. I will second that motion, that we allow Chief Braley to go right ahead and order this in accordance with what the townspeople voted for at town meeting. It's the same truck that was
Yeah, that was spec'd out.
that was
yeah.
spec'd out, so, yes.
Okay.
That's all the discussion?
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody, he did a pretty good layout of what it was at town meeting. I
And
think
we
the people
feel like this is the
spoke, so-
best option and the best price, the way to go right now.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
I've seen the
hinder-
specs, I've seen other spec, and it was a thinner frame, just a chintzier for saving a little bit of money. And we, in the town here, generally keep 25 or 30 years for the trucks. So longevity-wise, the thicker frame, the
And they
better-
actually went with the international commercial chassis too,
Yes.
so, which
Yeah.
was a higher grade.
Yeah, so,
Okay. All right, well, we have a motion and a second, ready to vote?
yes.
All in favor? 2, thank you.
You're welcome.
And we have updates.
Yep, oh, yeah, yeah. You
We
want
have
me to read 'em?
updates. You can read them.
Yep, no, that's fine. Excuse me. Code enforcement, week ending 3/14, 1 building permit, 1 plumbing permit, 3 gravel pits, 1 occupancy, for a total of 5 permits. Fees for the week, $1,843.80. Year-to-date permits is 44, and year-to-date intake is $20,154.22. Craig was on 7 inspections this week. He's also continuing the fire inspection class on Thursday, which was today. Him and the chief Emil was at the fire inspections class again for a second week. So, that's it from code.
I want David to read emails.
Is that
David.
EMS?
The fire.
You don't want to
Shelby?
sustain?
Oh,
Go ahead.
You can't read it either?
weekly fire EMS report for week ending March 15th, 2025. Number of calls for service this week was 15. That's 31 calls month to date, 145 calls year to date. That included 4 fire calls and 11 EMS calls. The schedule was complete for the week. There was a vacant shift, but it was covered. Trainings. On Thursday, the chief, along with the CEO, attended their second of 4 all-day classes in Sebago for the NFPA fire inspector course. On Friday and Saturday, the chief and 2 other staff attended a seminar hosted by Standish Fire EMS at St. Joseph's College. The seminar was a first-hand account of the tragic Sofa Superstore fire, where 9 Charleston firefighters unnecessarily lost their lives at the hands of an undertrained firefighter operating the fire engine their hand line was attached to. Anyone not familiar with this story needs to research the Charleston 9. It may help you understand why, here he says I, but Chief Braley, believe in the importance of training and not letting tradition get in the way of progress simply because we're always done it that way.
It was pretty incredible to have him. He was explaining to us, because we were over in Sebago for a 4-hour station coverage the other night when Sebago's big fire. So he got to explain it to myself, Cody, and David, and to hear the stuff that was, I want to research. I wish I would have gone, because it's pretty impressive to hear the not impressive, but the tragedy and.
Well, the seminar was hosted by the gentleman who
That
was
was
the
running-
untrained firefighter.
Yeah,
So,
he was the one running the truck.
Really?
So it puts an even more spin on it. So, yeah.
Yep. So maintenance conducted, vehicles, Unit 10, which is the chief's vehicle, had its oil change on Friday. I don't know if you want to hear the hourly breakdowns this week, but they spent 472 and a half hours. Special notes, month to date, they are 6 calls ahead of last March. Year to date, they're 14 calls ahead of last year. Annual turnout gears have begun to, annual turnout gear inspections have begun as required by Maine Bureau of Labor. That's it for the fire department.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else to bring up before we get to the generalized announcements at the bottom?
I guess we can start off by, we're gonna be looking for a couple of assistants? Or do you wanna not go there yet? We can hold off.
Yeah, that's okay. No, it's,
Then-
it's plenty good. We have a couple of resignations in the office. The CEO assistant, I think today was her last day.
It was
Yes.
earlier this week.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
19th.
Okay.
Yep.
And Jenna, by the end of next week, next Thursday, I think
Yeah.
will be Jenna's. At some point, we are going to be revising or reviewing, I should say, job descriptions, just to make sure they fit what's necessary for the current needs of the town, and making sure people are here on days that, we really need them here, things like that. So that will be forthcoming probably next week. We'll explain more about that.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
maybe have some kind of an announcement up for,
Just wanted to say a huge thank you to Jenna and Judy for what they've done for the town, and I wish them the best in their new endeavors, so.
absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We appreciate all the things that they have done for the town in the office. Being the face for a lot of people that come up and speak, and have needs here. So I think that's very important, as well as the work that they do, is that their community touch there, so. Onto the regular, there seemed to be something else that's nagging me, but I didn't write it down and I don't. It was one of the, because I had a, had a long list of discussion points for tonight. We hit most of them, so I can't think of any right off the top of my head now, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure it'll
Alright.
come up next week.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Do you want to
Yeah,
go
sure.
ahead with announcements, sir?
Select Board office hours are Thursdays 2 to 8 p.m. On-air meeting times is Thursdays at 7. Transfer station hours are Saturdays and Sundays from 9 to 4, and Wednesdays 12 to 4. A transfer station sticker must be attached to your vehicle's windshield for disposal of all items. Transfer station stickers are available at the town's office for $20. No sticker is required to use the swap shop. The transfer station does not accept brush, yard clippings, hazardous waste. Riverside Recycling in Portland takes the hazardous waste. The general assistance applications are available from the Select Board office during their normal business hours. Applications must be filled out and accompanied with supporting documentations and must be signed and returned to the general assistance administrator or the town clerk's office. Planning board meetings at the municipal complex the first and third Monday evenings at 7 p.m.
All right. Seeing no other business, we will open it up to the public, see if there's anyone who would like to speak. Please,
answered one of
please
my
go to the
questions.
podium, sir,
Yeah.
so that everybody outside can hear you.
Yeah. And your name and what, name?
Your name and address.
Chris Small, 145 Doles Ridge Road. You answered one of my questions because I was going to ask about hazardous waste. Is there a reason we don't do a hazardous waste day in our town like 95% of the towns around us do? Because
question.
trying to go to Portland for any, I mean,
Right.
I spent a lot of time, A, researching where to get rid of some old oil that had other contaminants in it because nobody can waste burn it. But B, having to go all the way into Portland every time you need to do something like that. It's same with these small propane cylinders, because you can't get rid of those anywhere. I wonder if we could do something like that, because a lot of towns do one, whether it's one day and it's collected down there, and I don't know how they do it, whether they have a rep from that company up here, then they haul it all off at that day, or.
I think it's, I remember this being touched before, and I believe, and I'm gonna check, but I believe the fact of where the transfer station is in the stream, and that's why we have such a small transfer station anyways, is because of the water and
The
the
regulations,
aquifers,
yeah,
right.
that's
So
surrounding.
I think that may play into why we can't take it at all. But I will gladly double
But I
check
mean,
with,
because I researched it, and,
Yeah.
you know, like Casco, all these places that do take it will only take their towns.
Right.
yeah.
And so that leaves you, where do you get rid of this stuff when you have it? I happen to have a container that was breaking down at the time of oil. I found somebody that, because for a long time, we used to use Haley, and Bruce, I believe, has stopped using his waste burner. So trying to find somebody that could use it, I'd rather give it to somebody, obviously, but if it's got any other contaminants in it, they can't burn it.
Right.
So now you're stuck with storing this at your house, which is no better than storing it near a river, because you got wells, you got, you know, I'm on a hill where it's all gonna go back to a pond.
Well, I'm sure probably, Chris, there's other places in town that would like waste oil, but we're not aware of them, so
Right.
maybe just putting that out there would be at least one place, one thing that we could take care of, right?
Yep.
So maybe
Yep,
waste oil would be a
I
good
know I ended
starting
up
point.
at, I'm not gonna think of it, the motorsports place up here.
Wild
one. Doug,
Yes,
yeah,
thank you.
Doug and Gina.
I had called him and was able to take him up the good stuff, but again, the same thing, you know, you gotta make sure you don't have contaminants in it. because
Yeah, that's the
they
big
can't-
thing. A
they
lot
can't
of these
burn it.
waste oil furnaces, it's gotta be clean oil. Any
Yeah.
type of coolant, it screws up the furnace, so I think that's why a lot of places have stopped taking it.
Yeah, and that was one of my concerns, because I mean, you have, it's not, I mean, yeah, I'm able-bodied, can get around, there's people that are gonna have the same issues that aren't able-bodied and can't
Right.
afford maybe to drive to Portland
Yep.
plus pay getting rid of it. I
You know, it's a
mean,
good
so
question. We'll have to
I
check
just
with
wonder if
them.
we could do like a one day a year or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
just like a lot of these other towns do. And again, we may not be able to do it there, they may say we have to do it, you know, whether it's down here at Public Works or something, just something where.
Right, at least just one day, right. Yeah.
Thank you.
No
Great,
problem.
thank you
We'll
for the
check into that,
question.
Chris.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Seeing
No?
none?
Owen? No?
No?
Okay.
We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I will second that.
All in favor? We are adjourned at 7:28. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.